This is the Dope Ball podcast.
Eric, dude, we're in it. How are you?
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
How's your day going? How's your week going, dude? We just came off a huge ass freaking weekend over at St. Jude, and you were there to be a part of it, man. Like, how's it freaking going?
It's going pretty awesome, brother. I went to St. Jude, Memphis. I had a good time. We'll definitely chat about it today. Went over to Nashville during that time a little bit, played Hermitage, made my way to Johnson City to hang out with my boy TY for a minute, and now I'm in Chattanooga, headed to Birmingham, Alabama. I'm gonna go play with my buddy JD and the 3 putt gang and get it in. And actually, I'm gonna be in Denver next week. I'm not gonna make
Sick.
unfortunately, I'm not gonna make the BMW, but I will be back in Denver. I'm gonna do a podcast and show the building, and it'll be pretty exciting to show it
Nice,
off
dude.
and make some content.
That's sick. Well, guys, me and Eric are here. We're ready to give you guys the best topics that we got. Dude, we came off a huge weekend. You guys are chilling and doping in with the Dope Golf Podcast. You already know what's good. Dude, like I said, Eric, dude, we had a huge freaking weekend over there, dude. We saw Matsuyama just absolutely destroy the field coming in on Friday, Saturday, and then coming in on Sunday with the lead. Had a good front side, and then just literally almost choked the whole tournament after being up 5 freaking strokes, bro. Like, what was happening to that guy, bro? He was literally in shambles, bro. It was crazy.
Wild. So the ending was crazy. I mean, I have some hard feelings towards it. I don't think PGA could say that they're all super great people. Like, I'm gonna be honest. So over at 14, where Matsuyama went in the water, bogeyed that hole, and then I think he bogeyed 15 or double bogeyed 15, which made it interesting. And then came up 16, parred, and then 17 birdie, 18 birdie. But over on 14, Matsuyama went in the water, and we weren't watching. We were watching Scheffler come up on 16. And after Matsuyama went in the water, we heard a loud cheer. So we're
Yeah.
thinking, oh crap, like Matsuyama's on the green, this thing's over. And then all of a sudden, like 3, 4 guys come running over. He's up there laughing, and they were like, "Oh, Matsuyama went in the water. He went in the water." And as much as I'm gonna be honest, I kind of wanted him to go in the water as well. I wanted to see a playoff. I wanted to see a tight tournament.
I think
I
everybody
also,
did, bro, especially for
yeah,
Shoffley, dog. I mean, that was
right.
insane because him and Matsuyama were tied, bro.
And it was crazy. So coming in end, and then yeah, I mean he just came in clutch and does what Matsuyama does. That's why he's an Olympian. That's why, or a medalist. That's why he's won majors in the past.
Yeah.
And his swing is money. I mean, if you look at it, it's very mechanical, very honest, very straightforward, and he gets it done. I saw some hiccups, and I also, you got to give him props. Like, I believe they lost, or he didn't have his actual caddy with him, bro. So you got to take into account that this man wins the first week with a makeup caddy, fill-in caddy. His caddy didn't have his passport or something, couldn't get over to Memphis.
Yeah.
I mean, and
He
then
went through
still
a whole bunch of crazy shit.
pulls it out. So
Yeah, dude, it was kind of insane because you see this guy and he's like eighth in FedEx points and then jumps 5 spots and now he's in third, bro. So it's literally insane just to see how many points that'll literally jump you because it gave him like what, like 2,000 FedEx points just from winning that event. I think that's how much they give for that event, but like regular PGA events, they give out 500, 600 max, I think.
yeah, there's some heightened events that do 600. There's some lower events that do, I believe, 300 or 400. Then the average does like 500. However, yeah, the FedEx does it. I mean, I can't hate on the points. And I actually got some questions about it. I think we should get into is the structure of the playoffs correct? Like, I kind of see there could be a restructure in the playoffs. It's
Yeah.
it's a little weird. I know that Scotty Scheffler has talked about it in the last week, how it's not his favorite. However, I'm not quite agreeing with his thought process on where it should go.
Yeah.
I see a different side. I'm kind of wondering what you think and what your side. I think it's a little confusing. I think it the whole points thing, you have to be really up on the points in order to know who's going where,
It's
what,
kind of it's
when.
kind going. I mean, yeah, like you're saying, bro. I mean, going. I mean, it just makes it really confusing for like that, just like an average golfer like that shoots in the 90s or hundreds to understand even what's going on when they're watching TV. Because when you look at it, you're not really worried about FedEx points. You're just trying to see who's on the leaderboard. Because nobody really pays attention to FedEx points until it comes to playoff time, and then you see your top guys, right? And so, guys, really, I mean, just to go away from me and Eric talking, like just going to you guys really what the FedEx is. It's just like it's a accumulated amount of points based off of how many like the way you place or like how many tournaments you win, etc. Like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But it gives you a certain amount of points depending on how important the tournament is, right? So going into this, we're going into the St. Jude event. They just changed it. They take the top 70 players to go into a playoff, and they have three tournaments. So they got the St. Jude. I explained this on my story on Instagram. They got the St. Jude. They have the BMW, and then they got the Tours Championship. So top 70 goes to St. Jude. The top 50 after that tournament goes to the BMW, and then the top 30 after the BMW goes to the Tour Championship. And there's a lot of points being placed out there. So like, let's say the number one guy in the world, Scotty Scheffler, let's say that he doesn't compete in the St. Jude. He kind of has to, but let's say he just gets in dead last, right? And then he gets dead last in the BMW. He would actually be eliminated probably from the top 30, so that way he wouldn't be able to compete. You know, initially, like saying if he got last in both tournaments, it's going to be very hard for him to do that. But no,
He's the I will say this though, he is the exception. He's so far ahead. I see his points are now
eight
6,500.
eight
Matt's
thousand.
Matia
Oh yeah. It's
6,500.
8,000 is projected. Yeah,
And I see Matsuyama after winning is up to 3,800. So
right.
even after winning, like there's no way Scotty Scheffler is going anywhere. And that
No,
actually brings up my question. And I, this is tough because it gets heightened and gets more extreme too than even what you were saying. So you go top 70, go to St. Jude based on points within the St. Jude and the points throughout the year, the accumulation of the two. Now you have to be in the top 50 to go to the BMW, which is in
yeah, well, the
Colorado.
St.
But
Jude is basically worth four tournaments, like that ass. Like if you win that thing, it's worth four tournaments because you'd get 2,000 points. I mean, that's just
but
because I mean, looking at it here is like if Scotty wins the BMW, or let's say he gets somewhere near the Tour Championship, they're getting at least 2,000 to 1,500 points if they win that event. You know what I'm saying? So like that's just kind of where they're getting at. So like it's
but
kind of like what I was
here's
saying earlier. Like they say like if you're like in the, at least the top, if you're in the top 10, I mean, the chances of you getting eliminated is not likely whatsoever. But if you don't play in the two tournaments that well, like say Rory, he just went to second to dead last, and let's say he does it again. I mean, I get it if he has an accumulation of points to go ahead of everybody, but like I said, it's rare for the top 10 to ever get eliminated. But there are people that if they play bad, they can have the chances of getting out of the Tour Championship run very easily.
yeah, some of them catch up. You have Bubble Boy but you got to think Bubble Boy like Keegan Bradley. So he was on the bubble. He's 50th place. He's going to make it over to the BMW.
Yeah.
However, I mean, he's going to have to place well. I don't know, I'd have to look at the points for what the BMW offer, especially not top 10, but he needs to accrue 300 points or he's gone. And I mean, you got to play well. This is
It's
the time to play
tragic. It's
well.
tragic. Well, I mean, you saw Tom Kim get eliminated just now by one spot. Like that just shows you because Tom Kim was in the top. He was in the top 40 for a long time, and then after and then I don't know. He's just kind of been on a downslope. You know, the last three tournaments he's played in, it's just I don't know if the Olympics got to him after not completing that because now he has to win a major or an Olympic medal just to get out of having to go into the military, right?
Right.
So I don't
Which
know if
is
that
why,
gets in
which is
his
wild.
head. I mean, he's what, 22, 21?
You
So he's only
do,
got
you
like a couple
do,
years.
you do have to consider how big of a deal that is, though. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. Like
That's your life. No, it's your
We're
life.
talking Korean military. We're talking he has to go over there. Every male at the age of 18 has to go into the military over there.
I
He
don't think
got
it.
an
Oh yeah, I think he got an exemption.
he got an exemption. And here's
Yeah.
the deal. He got an exemption. Uh I've heard through the wire, and I don't know exactly who it came from, but he got an exemption for like 10 to 15 years. So I'm not
Yeah.
saying he's gonna have to go be on the front lines,
Well, it's kind
but
of like Siwoo Kim. Same way with
his
him.
same thing. Their out is literally to get an Olympic gold, which I think that's really their only out. I don't even know if a
No, they
major
have to
does
win
it.
majors. No,
I
yeah, if
don't
they win
even
a
think a
major,
major does it. The reason they're doing it for the
yeah,
Olympics is because he's winning it for his country. You know what I mean? The
yeah.
You win a gold, you win it for your country. I don't I really don't think the majors are an exempt from the military for him. Now, I could be completely wrong. However, I heard this was like the option. So really he's got maybe two more chances Olympic wise to exempt himself, but
So, so
that is a lot of pressure.
I'm
Kind of
not
back.
100, I'm not 100%, but it says yeah, it says that if they get an Olympic gold or some type of like Asian medal, like from the Asian Games or like Asian Tour, I think that's the only
That's what
way
I'm
they get
saying.
exempt.
It's self. I mean, you gotta think the or the look. Their country has this law. I'm not one to question their law. They do what they want. He
Yeah,
is that. I know he lives here, but he's on some kind of visa. He's not a full on true. I think I'm pretty sure he
citizen.
lives in Dallas. So he's not a full on citizen. He's still living on a visa. So
Yeah,
if he became a citizen, then that changes everything. But I mean, I can't fret on the law, but I do know that there's selfish in that he has to win a medal basically for the country. Not a major is just for him, but an Asian game or the Olympics
yeah.
is for the country, and then now the country gets honor or whatever, and then that would then exempt him. Um, Whatever. But I do see, and that's where we're kind of going with it is a lot of pressure, and he is coming off a lot of pressure, and it sucks to see him not get a medal for that
I mean, they just have to
reason.
earn a medal, dude. That's it. Like
But
I mean,
it's
he
also
got close, but that's I feel like that's more pressure than some of the people that compete in there. Even though they're just competing for their country, they go back home. Some of them might have a different. Some other countries might have the same rule or whatnot. But let's say if you're like a United States citizen going in to play the Olympics or golf, you're not. I don't feel like you're having as much pressure as Tom Kim or Siwoo Kim going into that, just having to win a medal because your life can change severely, like not having to go into the military and continuing to play golf. You know what I mean? So like
I
it's just such a huge fuckery. Not a fuckery
I
towards them. Like I'm totally for the culture. Like I get it, it's their thing. You do
I
your
know, but
thing,
it's
but
a
it's
fuckery in his
so
head. I can
so
tell you
bad.
this.
I couldn't
I'm a
imagine.
disabled veteran. I'm a veteran. I was in the military. I'm not saying our military is their military.
Yeah,
Completely different things. And what I do know is they're very like organized, and they look like honor guard kind of. They all do the
right.
high step and shit together or whatever. But um, they're not fighting like we are. We're entering our Richard into every country we can because we're the powerhouse, and Korea
Yeah,
is not doing that. They have this is South Korea too. North Korea is the one with all the funky shit.
yeah. No,
Um,
seriously.
yeah, I don't even know.
Well, I mean, but I mean, but I mean, like you got North Korea right next door to him, anyways. But yeah, dude,
Yeah,
so it's so unfortunate for him to like have that on his shoulders. I mean, it sucks. I mean, because like we said, it's just a lot of pressure that's on his shoulders. And I know that if I was in that situation, I'd probably be like have the highest of nerves walking up to that first tee box, or like even if let's say you were like closing around for a medal, that I would literally be having the shakes up there. You know what I mean? And that's what's just kind of crazy. And then you just see his I don't know, it's crazy to see. And then you see his good old buddy Scotty Scheffler just take the gold medal, dude, after a massive comeback. So
yeah.
for Tom Kim, bro, I think he just needs to get advice from Scotty. They seem like very good friends. I feel like a good pep talk or a good conversation would really help when it came to nerves or anything like that. I think Scotty would just point him more to Christ, pray about it and shit like that. But I also feel like he can give him some good advice on the mindset of that. You know what I'm
Uh,
saying?
Pray and shit.
Yeah,
That's how
praying.
I pray. I'm like, hey, please and shit, like fix this
Nah,
But
dude.
I don't
I
really
nah,
do.
dude.
I don't really
You
do that.
gotta gotta
Everyone
ask God
believe.
for forgiveness and love,
You,
bro.
I know it's just the way you said it, and Yeah.
But I mean, it's true. That's
I'm
the
not
way
even
you
gonna
do
get
it.
in
Not
it. Like,
even
I'm
gonna
not.
sugarcoat it. Yeah, like that's just
No,
the way you do it. Like,
trust
pray
me.
about it,
I've been
and then you
in.
give them
I've been
advice.
in actual war where we're getting shot at, and I'm like, I'm not even very, religious. But you're sitting there kissing your ass, thinking, please,
Yeah,
God, help me. You know what I mean? Like, whether or
right.
not you show it or you put on your GI Joe shorts or whatever. Some don't, some do, but all deep down, we're like, miss.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, shit, miss. But I
Yeah.
do take that. I take that to the course, though. I may not be the best player, but what I have taken from my military, and I think one of the reasons that I push for military and all that kind of thing from me and my business and the system is there's there's things and techniques that we learned as military and veterans that are actually helpful in golf, and it's
Right.
I use like the shooting system, aim, breathe, trigger, squeeze. Like those are like three main components, and
Right.
I think about that process when I'm about to hit the golf ball. It's one of the reasons why I don't even practice swing or anything. It's my thought process is just so simple. I've learned the mechanics, and it's one of the reasons I highly advise people going to get lessons and that kind of shit. Is because you need to have the straight mechanics, and then for me it's going into like a nothing box, like the man box that the women hate. It's
Yeah.
going to that nothing box where like my brain is empty because I'm super ADD, like squirrel, and uh if I can get into my nothing box and I just let my mechanics take over, it's when my brain gets involved that
Right.
my fuckery starts. And I think it's just one of those things. Like, there's a lot of things that the veteran community or military community can take advantage of within the golf system. And it's just uh, I'm not
Just
saying
within the
that's
industry
I'm
in
not
general,
saying
because I
that's gonna
mean,
help, but I'm not
well,
saying
you
that's gonna help Tom Kim either, though. So
no, not at all. But I mean, you also get like a good bonuses from it. Just being in the military, you get in events for free, I believe. Right? Is that right?
yeah, that's actually I'm glad you said that because I'm thankful. That's actually for all those that think I'm traveling around all rich style. Like, I'm
Yeah.
straight in Days Inn right now with the lights out front shining that say free internet. And when you're standing in a place that says free internet out front, that
Yeah.
shit cheap as hell.
Hell
Also,
yeah.
that's like kind of like it's like the hooker Batman sign, like there's a free internet neon out in front of the hotel, like there's definitely a hooker or a drug dealer on the corner. Look out for
Dude,
the
right next
Skittles
door to you,
mobile
bro.
or
What you
whatever,
talking
bro.
about? They're right
You
next
know,
door to you.
hey, bro. I always ask for the bottom floor. Give me an escape route, and I'm good to go, bro. I
Yeah.
don't give a
Right.
shit. I've
Yeah.
been on this trip far too long to be Marriott Bonvoy or like Hilton Honors type shit.
Right.
Unless one of them fools want to sponsor me, or NetJets wants to get on.
Hey, somebody sponsor Eric, bro. Get him
Yeah,
a
bro.
bus. Get him a bus.
Let's get me some NetJets contracts and a fucking Marriott sponsor, so I could be like, so I
And
go
a
to
12-pack, and you'll be
yeah,
good.
dude, 12 pack. I just need, yeah, like I don't know the total beverage or what's around, but I only need a 6 pack. Like I don't even bust it like that anymore, and
Right.
a cheap ass hotel. In fact, Days In, bro, hook me up with a Days In contract. I'd be like 10 Cup. Like, what are his sponsors? Like the Waffle House, basically. Hook
Dude,
me up with
Waffle
a
House
waffle.
and Hooters, man. I mean,
That
that's all you need. Waffle House and
Yeah,
Hooters.
it's like John Daly is the perfect person to come on this podcast. That's my type of guy. I'm down to host anybody, but give me a. In fact, that's how I look for my hotels. It's like if there is a Waffle House within 5 miles of the hotel I'm staying in,
That's
that
hilarious.
shit's that
Get
shit's
the All
cheap, and I
Star.
want to stay there. Give me
Got
that
to get the
Grand
All
Slam,
Star.
dog. I'll just Grand Slam it. I'm all good with it. Just give me
Hell
some
yeah.
over easy eggs and some toast. Crushing it.
Hell yeah,
It's
dude.
it's
Well,
that
dude,
half baked morning, you know what I'm saying?
are you
Rise and
headed to
shine.
you're not headed to the BMW, but you're headed to the Tour Championship, aren't you?
I am supposed to, so I think I could get into it a little bit. I have a high, my business is going to be a golf cart dealership. I'm not gonna say the dealership yet. Um, I'm still going through the things and that stuff, but I am headed back to Denver for the first time in a couple months. I get to see my son in the first couple times. What I don't know what I was saying. I get to see my son for the first time in a couple months, and it's funny because actually last episode I was like, "Hey, buddy, if you're listening, go kill it." But I think as a good dad, I should be like, Alex, don't fucking listen to this podcast. Dad says no. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it. Just accept all the favors and the good things that come of being golf. But you know, I am pro kids golfing, but I am probably less pro listen to me fucking cuss a lot. So
Yeah,
anyway.
especially for the podcast the way that we have it, dude. I mean, yeah, we're cussing a little bit on here. I teach a youth program though, so I have to watch what I say. But that's for damn sure.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
can say these small cuss words, bro.
but there is like, you know, there's still some OnlyFans chicks out there teaching or something, you know. There's still, you don't have to share everything with everybody, brother. Like yeah, anyway, you know, live your own life as long as it doesn't get shared or passed on. There's certain demographics that you know,
Dude, a lot of them are
that's a
doing
parent
golf,
thing
dude.
though. Hey, that's a
A
parent
lot.
thing. You
Yeah,
can
it's a
block.
parent thing.
We select illicit, explicit on the illicit. Let's not go illicit. I mean, unless there's an OnlyFans golfer out there that wants to come on. Let's not go illicit. Let's go explicit. And um, yeah, that's, you know, that's a parent thing.
Yeah,
I select that box on the podcast, and parents should select that box on their cell phone. So
yeah.
anyway.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, man, we got some good golf rounds coming up, bro. And that shit.
Yep.
Hey, we host anybody that we want, we'll love it. But dude, I want to get over to that to the point of the biggest thing that I just got to say right now, and it's seeing that Homa going from 19th to let's see, what place did he go to? Homa going from 19th to 47th in FedEx points, bro.
Oh, that
How do you
hurts,
feel?
bro.
Homa was literally in the slot right now, and then going from 19th to 47 just hits hard after coming like in dead last, like after just grinding it out all season, and then just going straight from 19th to 47, bro. That sounds horrendous, dog. Horrendous.
That sucks. My question is, where did Victor Hovland end up after that? That really details. So Victor moved up to 16th. So that shows you how much points it's worth,
He was
because
at 57.
he was
He
at
was at
like,
57.
he was deep in the 50s, and we were
Yeah,
both, I was talking shit, and he showed up. He lost by a 9-foot putt, bro.
yeah,
That shit should have gone to playoff. He becomes a stud at playoff time. Victor Hovland is the FedEx, and you should watch out for him anytime he makes the top 70 every year. It's pretty apparent. Other than the fact that he missed that 9-foot putt, I was standing there on 18. I saw it. It was the most let down I've ever seen. A bunch of orange Ricky Fowler looking dudes I've ever seen in my life.
you'll
And
always see him. You'll
dude,
always
it
see him,
was,
dude.
bro.
They're a
That
cult. They're
that
literally a
Oklahoma
cult.
State that Oklahoma State let down. They look like a bunch of sad pumpkins,
Oh
and
yeah.
I felt bad, but because I wanted to
Fall's
see it
coming
too.
soon,
I wanted to
fellas.
see the,
Fall's coming soon.
it is, but that's where I'm getting to, is he's a stud, brother. He's a stud at this time. And you know what? Let's be honest, Scotty Scheffler's not. He's a stud all year. He's showed it the last couple years. He's been a major stud during the year, and he has missed by holding that number one spot 2 other times. And he holds that number one spot now. He does get that handicap, but he's shown weakness at this time of year.
Yeah.
He plays a lot like a shoot, what's a like the Cowboys, bro. He's like the Cowboys of golf, dude.
You're talking about Scotty, right?
Yeah, I am talking
Yeah.
about Scotty. I'm not gonna
Okay.
call him gay
All
like the
right.
Cowboys, but I am gonna say, that's, you know, no offense, no offense, people. I apologize. I won't use the G word. I think that might be pushing
Oh,
the
dude, you're
limit,
chilling.
but
You're
I
chilling.
don't
You're
even
chilling.
know. I don't even know these days. But what I will say is he's kind of like the Cowboys of golf, and
Yeah.
brother, they've been killing it the last 2 years. The Cowboys have, with, you know, Dak and all them. And what do they end up doing in the playoffs? They shit
Choking.
the bed,
Yeah.
chokes, choke artists, and that is kind of Scotty Scheffler. He is
Well,
kind of
what
that guy.
sucks? Well, what sucks is that like when you go into the tour championship, guys, they base it off of giving the person that's in first -10, and then they give what's the second guy, like they like as they go on
That's what
through
I'm
the
saying.
places
It's
they
the
deteriorate
minus.
how many
Yep, no,
strokes,
but
and I think it's terrible. I think it's
it's
terrible. I really
uh,
don't think we should have it.
we'll still go there, but this is what it is this year. Scotty gets -10. Second place gets -8.
Yeah.
The third place gets -6. So the first 2 slots get that +2. And then
Right.
from then on out, it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No,
And
that's what I'm
then
getting at. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, wait, so like when people determine the stats based off of what we have from this year to like let's say Tiger year, right? So they just started doing that minus shit literally like 3 years, like no, more than 3 years ago, more like 5 or 6 years ago. I can't really tell an exact time, but they give the first place guy a certain amount of strokes, they give the second place guy a certain amount of strokes, and deteriorate that as it goes on based off your placement, right? So it's kind of impossible for the person in last to get to the person in first. Now the last person to win and to have the old system was actually Tiger Woods, and Justin Rose won the FedEx, right? Because they did that based off of points still. So we still do points, but they said, fuck it, we're not going to have 2 winners. We're going to have the one and then just make it like a minus stroke thing. Now there's a lot of conclusions based off of like whether people like that or not. I'm a guy where I was like, I wish we kept it the old way because I like seeing the 2 winners. Just like, okay, you got a tournament winner, let's see. And then next thing you know, what if a guy that was like backed by so many strokes wins both of them, right? Now you got 2 hardware trophies in your fist, dog. Like I love that. But
this
going
this
to
is
your
where
point,
I'm
but
at.
let me finish. Going to
Okay,
your
all
point,
right.
it is unfair. It is unfair that Scotty doesn't get, or it is it's well, it sucks for Scotty because he's in the era where it was in the minus points in the last 2 times that he lost in a row. The last 2 years in a row, he's been at number 1 and then lost those where they're in the minus times, right? Like where he gives him -10 strokes at start. But it also shows that, hey, buddy, you got to show up and be a stud and you can't choke. You got to show what you've been doing all year. So, like, at the end of the day, I mean, it's just like last year. I think it was the year before. Justin Thomas, Scotty lost to Rory McIlroy in the FedEx, and then Justin Thomas goes up to Scotty and he goes, "You're number 1, my man. You're number 1, bro. Don't even worry about it, dog. Everybody knows you're number 1." But it still shows Rory McIlroy 2023 FedEx champion. So it's unfortunate. It is.
All right. This is where I'm about to rant. This is my thing. This is how I'm gonna like I like to compare golf to the football. I know it's not a battle, like they're not head on colliding and that kind of thing, but here is my thing. I like the NFL playoffs. I like bracket style. I like making the playoffs, earning your spot. It happens I think this was one of the things that could make golf more of a sport, more competitive, more interesting. It's creating this bracket style. March Madness? Who watches other than die-hard basketball fans? Who watches college basketball during the year?
Nobody does, bro. That's why.
Nobody.
That's why
But
nobody wins the March Madness
March
bracket.
Madness comes, guess what happens? The bets start happening and people start watching. I love bracket. I think you go down, you check it, and let's bracket this shit. Now there's 4 players that get a bye week, right? In the end of the bracket, or 8
Right.
players, or whatever the bracket ends up. I think you make it a 64 team or whatever the bracket tells you to make instead of 70. And then you start squaring fools up. Let's fucking
Like,
break
you talking
down,
about doing
crack
like a
down.
match play or something?
Yeah, dude. Let's match play bracket
Low
down to
key.
let's
Low
low key
key.
bracket down to the
Low key.
winner. Let's fucking go. Let's see some competitiveness. It don't have to be Ryder Cup, but guess what? More people watch Ryder Cup. We like that style play. We like the
But then
different style
again,
play.
but this is where you can kind of combat that same that little thing that, or little idea that you got right there, is that all year you play stroke play, but then you go into match play, right? So it's just like you're gonna have a lot of confrontation coming from that. But I like the idea, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I want that to happen. Like that sounds so fucking dope. They should do that for 1 year. Like just test shit out, bro.
Yeah, but
Pull it from a bucket or something.
at the end of the day, as a golfer, and here's my rebuttal on that. The end of the day, as a golfer, it's not even you versus anybody else, brother. It's you versus the course. Every single time you play, it's
Yeah,
you
but
versus
then you
every
are,
single
but then it
swing.
is you against somebody.
It is, but it's still you versus the course. You got to beat that motherfucker, but you better play your best round
But
and
this is
earn it. That's all I'm saying. Earn it. I
look.
want to see. I want to see it broken down. You can I don't know how you'd get them in divisions, and this is where the
Yeah.
bracket gets hard because you don't want to play number 2 against number 70.
No, it's like
But at the
you're
same
putting people
time,
into
you
flights at
kind
that
of
point.
do though. I don't know, dude. I don't know. You're just as shit out of luck being 70th place going in the playoffs than in trying to make this system as you would be in that system. At least in that system, it's 1v1 and you fucking still have
Yeah,
a shot to fucking clear house, dude. You still could be
but
the
that's where it
Wichita
comes into
State
play.
fucking team or whatever, or you could still be the Pittsburgh Steelers of that one year where they came back with Roethlisberger and
Yeah.
that big motherfucker quarterback and won, you still got a shot. And that's like the NFL playoffs. Yeah, this is where it's broken down into divisions and that it puts 2v8 or 1v7 and it breaks down from there. But I mean, that could be something you could put in the beginning of the year. You could be an international division. You could be an East Coast and a West Coast because there's plenty of people in Destin and there's plenty of people in California or whatever. And I mean, you could break it down that way. You could break it down by score or amount of wins. There's a way to break it down, and I think it's possible. And I don't know. That's the style I like.
So
And what I'm
so
saying before you take over, because before I lose this train of thought, I think that this would bring the people. It's like politics, dude. Whatever they say, cool, blah, blah, blah. But you need people and you need people stacked to grow the game, right? I think PGA does this. They dominate live. They take over a new style. I think you retract some of the live play or the live one. I think you gain attention from these people that moved, right? Because that's baller, dude. Like, in my opinion, you create a gambling system because let's also be honest, without gambling, bro, sports don't really exist, bro. Back in the day, it barely would exist now. Like Vegas runs the show, homie. Without that kind of system or without that
yeah.
kind of bro, it's all about winning. People like to see winners. Like, and it's based on the urge to gamble or to want to choose the right team or get behind somebody. Why do people follow Scotty Scheffler? It's because they want to see him win, and that's who the guy they like, and they want to be there when that dude wins. And fuck, I don't
All
know.
right.
I'm on to
So
something, bro. I'm the
I
goddamn
would,
Albert Einstein of this.
I would say that you're onto something, dude, because plenty of things experiment with that, just like D1 college, bro. Because Division 1 college, they literally do it where their team plays other teams in a in a match play format after all year they've been doing stroke. So I can kind of see where you're at with that. Now going to that point, do I think that match play? Do I think that match play is a bad idea? No, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think if you have the 70th guy going against the number 1 seed. Yeah, I think that, yeah, it gives the 70th guy a chance to get in there. What flight do you put him in? You know what I'm saying? Because then you got to split everybody up into flights. So, yes, it does give him a chance. But going from my experience doing pretty much just match play my whole freaking life, doing it with high school, college, and then doing just regular match, out for qualifiers, USAM qualifiers, and stuff like that, it's a different format. You know what I'm saying? It's a different ballpark because you're gonna have to play a lot of fucking rounds to figure out how you're gonna get to the number 1 guy at the course. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you just gonna do the last 4 days? I mean, what can you do? 4 rounds, so that's 4 matches, so 16. But you're gonna say the last 16 people show up at the FedEx and then they're just gonna play match play. I mean, like, I'm not dissing it at all. I think it's a fucking
No,
fun. I think it's a great freaking idea. But how can you get that to be like?
I got
Because I
it.
mean, but listen, hold up. I got
All
plenty of
right,
shit more
my
for you,
bad,
Eric.
my
I got
bad.
plenty of shit.
Oh,
I
I'm
got
gonna run
uh
away. I'm a
no
talker. I
no.
can't help it.
I wrote this shit down, bro. I wrote this shit down. I got plenty of shit right here for you, Eric. Okay, so it's one, you lose the sales, possibly. Just, I mean, they experimented with one tournament already where they do the match, right? So then you figure out placement, I guess, within it. But then again, you get down to the 1 guy and then whoever's going to play the 2 guy, you know what I'm saying, in that last match. So it's a lot of people that are going to be flooding up the course. And then, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be an issue. I think that would be a great idea, but I just don't see how it would come through, because plus I feel like you get a lot of players complain saying that, we play stroke all year. That's what we're playing now. We don't practice match. You only do that once a year. So it's kind of where it would be different at. But like I said, dude, Division 1 college tries all of that shit. Now, this is what I do think that the PGA could do, like how you were getting at, trying to transfer to the LIV Tour. Like you're getting all these guys leaving, they're going to team match play. They also have the option to do individual, kind of like Anthony Kim. I think Anthony Kim, doing his thing over there on the LIV, having be an individual. I think Brooks isn't even on a team either, right?
No, Brooks owns the Smash. And Anthony
Oh,
Kim
okay.
is a free agent. He'll be on a team next year. He did come up. He has played some good tournaments. He has looked better.
Yeah.
He's
But
he's
wait,
a
but wait,
he's
getting to my
he's a
point.
ticket. He's a ticket.
Getting to my point. He is a freaking ticket, bro. I think that's why a lot of people want to come, because everybody wants to see his story. But going to that, bro, I think that the PGA should get away from the old ways. And if you guys want to evolve, if you want to get modernized, you can't do it with technology. You can't do it with your players. I mean, but listen, you can't do it with technology. You can't do it with your players. You have to change the format. So how do you do that? You get captains. You kind of copy the LIV. You go into team format, and that's how you keep your players. And then you give a certain amount of team a certain amount of wages. Dude, you get mostly volunteers at your fucking tournaments. All of them are pretty much volunteers except the police. Like literally, dude, everybody wants to just be at the tournament and just help just to watch golf. And that's what some people don't get. So like, what is the PGA doing with that money? I mean, I get it. You got grandstands and all this shit. But dude, you're making billions of dollars a year. Not only off of live TV, but you're getting a ton of people from the community to come in and watch this event. So like, and each ticket isn't like $20, dude. It goes for like $80 a ticket, bro. Each day. You have 4 days. Like if you think about it, that filling up a football stadium, you're filling up a football stadium twice at that point, depending on your event. But like I said, I think I'm going deep into it. I think the PGA should transfer into a team format to get
Let
out of
me
that modernization.
let me add one thing that I noticed. Okay,
Yeah.
I went to the event. There wasn't that many people in Memphis that I thought there would be. Memphis, I don't think is an ideal location. I think Memphis should change. I think the
I
city
agree.
sucks.
Yeah, I
I
think
like St.
yeah.
Jude. I like St. Jude, and I think that's a great charity. And I
You got
think
to go to
there should
Nashville or
be there
Chattanooga,
should
dude.
be a tournament there, but I think it should go to Nashville. I think it should go
Yeah,
to the Grove. I think it should go to Old
right.
Hickory.
Yeah.
That would be a
There's
gangster
plenty there's
tournament
plenty of better
with
spots to go
way
to.
more money and way
Yeah.
more people. I saw
You go
one
to
with
Nashville especially, bro. All the Nashville Titans and shit, the football teams there, a hella good community, bro.
the Tennessee Titans, and I will say this: there were way more people at the LIV tournament than I saw at the PGA St. Jude. So anybody who wanted to talk smack on that, I can guarantee you there was more people at the LIV Nashville than there
It's
was at the
interesting.
Memphis.
Everybody wants to see it, bro. They offer so
Guarantee
much
it.
more. Their tickets are almost the same price, but like maybe a little bit more expensive, just barely, maybe like $10 to $20. But you experience so much more, bro. There's literally live music,
Dude,
DJ.
Memphis'
Like,
ghetto
dude,
is
it's a,
Memphis' ghetto is
oh, dude,
fucked,
I
dog.
know. We
When your
played we
star
played a tournament
basketball
there.
player is a shooter and he
Straight
lives in
shooter.
fancy Memphis
Hey,
out
Jaw,
in the
my boy
sticks.
Jaw, my
Hey,
boy Jaw
brother,
Morant, bro.
he's a
My
sick
boy
ass
Jaw.
player. He's one of the G's, dude. Hey,
uh,
he plays a
that man's got
basketball and he
bunnies.
does what he's supposed to do. That man's
Yeah,
a G, and I
yeah, that
can't
man's
hate on
got
his
bunnies.
game. But I will hate on like you're a superstar and you have a bunch of kids that look up to you
Yeah,
and you shouldn't be stuck in that 9 mil. You should have a security team to do that for you, homeboy.
right.
And if you have to be in a situation where you need that, you're in the wrong situation, brother. Accidents happen or bad things happen in certain places, but it's not very often, brother. You have to kind of put yourself into that position, and it's usually based on some bad choices. You know what I'm saying? That's
Or
anyway. I don't think Memphis is the spot. It's ghetto. It's not chill for the patrons. Like that shit's whack.
they
Like
got good ass barbecue. I'll give them that
hey,
shit.
hey,
They
the
got
corn
some good
dogs
ass
were fire.
barbecue.
The corn dogs are fire, but I think it should just be a tournament during the year at FedEx. I don't think that time of year is right there. It's super humid. We were lucky to get a little weather this time, but I think it could be an earlier in the year place to go. St. Jude will still get their donations and their looks because that's where its headquarters is. But
Yep.
let's move that thing to Nashville. Let's move that thing to Florida or Dallas or what the PGA has their brand new home headquarters in right there in Dallas, dude.
Yeah.
Why are they not playing there for that?
Yeah.
Like that's my question. That don't make sense. Or there's a whole PGA thing down there in near Orlando or near Fort Lauderdale or whatever. And like, why is it not? That's just my question. I think it's wild.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, I don't
Anyway,
know. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we both don't know who like coordinates the schedule for that shit. But I definitely don't think it should have been in Memphis. Just like you said, bro. We should have carried that shit into freaking Nashville, dog. Not even gonna lie to you, bro.
or even check it. And I don't. This is maybe a little too party, but since waste management isn't a major, and it brings so much attention, you know how much money you would get if you brought the first FedEx Cup to waste management? Like, I'm just saying,
Are you talking about the Tour
the
Championship?
yeah, I'm just saying, not the actual tour championship, East Lake, whatever, dude. I still don't even think that's a spot in my opinion either. But I
I'm
will
not gonna
say,
lie. It's really not.
could you imagine waste management and then they could jack the prices a little bit, being a FedEx Cup tournament?
I think that's what's so nice about it, though, is that it's not. Well, I mean, the tickets are jacked already, but
It's
I
wild.
mean,
It's
that's
playoffs.
also
Playoffs are
a
more
question that
expensive
I would
than
have is
football.
like, why don't? Yeah, no, but that's the question also that I would have. It's just like, why don't they have playoffs being like the waste management or the players? You know what I mean? Like, why don't they just have it later on the year? It could be with the club. It could be that the club just doesn't want to. Maybe there's too many people. I don't know, but I mean, it's just like if I were a club, I'd want to host that shit any day of the year. You know what I mean? Especially in this time. You know what I'm saying? Because Arizona is always just going to look like Arizona at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But if you have it in Atlanta, like, dude, I'm from the Georgia area, and I've been to the FedEx Cup, the Tour Championship, plenty of times, and the course is in great condition. Don't get me wrong, but there are plenty of other courses that could host it that could be better, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the place is absolutely beautiful, and it puts up a hard, like, as a hard course. You know what I'm saying? But Atlanta is kind of like a weird selection that I thought people would want to put the Tour Championship. Now, am I grateful that it's there? Hell yeah, dude! I had the best time of my life over there. It's a fun tournament. It's a fun event. But I feel like they could have found somewhere maybe a little bit more, like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like a little bit more exclusive. That could have been a better. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I guess a
Okay,
host, or
check
just
this.
having, or just switch it every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, switch the spot possibly.
What about, why do you think they will have a tournament in in Missouri at Paynes Valley? Is it not set up for that? Is it not? I'm just quite, because I guess the 19th
It
isn't
could.
really an actual hole, but like it's the 19th hole or whatever, and I guess the 20th one you drank there or some shit. But
Yeah.
you would think something like that, or is that too much of a resort course to where it's not possible? I'm just kind of milling through my head where it could go.
I mean, East Lake's
I
private
think
as fuck,
Colorado.
dude. I mean, it's
I
only
will say that
corporations that are usually members there anyway.
I
So
will
maybe
say
maybe it's
this.
the private factor.
So let's take this to another sector of conversation. Let's go back to Colorado. I think it's an interesting choice for the FedEx Cup, and here's why. Elevation, dog. That shit sits at like 6,500 feet, and international is crazy. And do you know what the ball flies like for them fucking pros at
Yeah.
6,500 feet versus um 0 or 1,000 or whatever the hell Atlanta's sitting at? And I mean, for me, it's a 20-yard drive. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for them, it's excessive. And then the clubs, you really have to go there and gap your shit, because it's not 20 yards for a driver and it's 20 yards for a 60-degree wedge. That or whatever, the flight distance based on the angle of the club and all the fucking, shit that I should know. If we wrote it on paper, I would have figured it out. But what I'm not going to do is that. And I knew, and it's definitely different from hitting a 60. It's, like a 5 to 6 yard difference. And with the driver, it's more like a 20-yard distance. And
Right.
they have to go there and gap that, because, I mean, this tournament means a whole lot. And they don't play in
Yeah.
Colorado a lot. They don't play at this elevation a
I
lot.
mean, well, I mean, you see plenty of other sports. I mean, I mean, you get different teams every time you play, but you see different, different sports also alternate between stadiums, ballparks, different areas. So, I mean, could that be a potential thing that they could do in the future? Sure, because maybe sometimes people just get tired of seeing the same course, in the same year. But also, then again, it does make it special because you see it all the time and you want to be able to play there. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it would help the course out as well. I mean, Robert Trenton Jones had a huge factor to going into that course in that area. You know, built it from the ground up in the worst area possible. So, I mean, it's kind of fit in the name. You know what I'm saying? But the community is kind of on a rise from where it is, you know, from back then. But I think it would be a good idea to kind of switch it up. You know, just to kind of maybe make a transition or test something out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
just
think
use a test dummy year. I mean, you have nothing to lose at this point because I mean, you're already losing players.
Here's the thing. I think the Super Bowl and every major league or pro sport, even in soccer or football or whatever the hell they call it over there,
Yeah.
they move it every time, everywhere. And I think golf should do the same thing. I think it's tired and boring there. I think the same people go and get this lottery or whatever, or just pay that amount. I don't even think I know people in Atlanta, and I'm not saying I love my boy ATL and all them, but they've been before. But it's just like a natural thing. Like they're sitting there, we're sitting there on the couch, and they're deciding whether they're gonna go or not because it's $80 to $100 or whatever. And but you move it to another state, and you have people who have never been there before because it wasn't a travel option. And now these golfers are like not sitting on the couch deciding whether they should go or not. It's fighting for tickets, and that's the difference. I think change of venue is dope. I think people who have played the Tour Championship a bunch of times also have a one up versus the dudes who haven't played it before, the up and comers like Ludwig Berg hasn't played that shit near as much as fucking Rory McIlroy has. You know what I mean? So tell me that they have the same advantage. Like that's an additional handicap, basically. Like
yeah, I mean, Lundberg's in 7 right now, or in FedEx
fucking
points.
not the same. Like he's in a like he's in an away game. Not only is he Norwegian or whatever, what is he? I don't know. I think
Swedish
or what? It's Swedish. All right, asshole.
Or no, it's not Swedish. No, it's Norwegian.
He's the blue and yellow one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's Norway.
Bro, he don't have the same. There's no fucking way that he has the same. It's an away game. Not only is he an international player, and I think you could consider moving it over there at one point because I think it would fucking sell out. Spain goes crazy when they fucking have tournaments there. Australia goes crazy when they have tournaments there. Anywhere, obviously, anywhere. I think
if he had it overseas, that would be pretty crazy.
So it's an away game here, and any new guys, it's an away game when they're at the Tour Championship.
Or maybe they should, or maybe they should have it like who wins the Ryder Cup or who wins the President's Cup. They have it in Europe or they have it in the United States. You know what I'm saying?
That's sick for like 2 years
or
whatever.
Kind of like National League, American League. You know what I mean?
So the Ryder Cups every 2 years or whatever, and President Cups every year. But then like whoever wins the Ryder Cup, you get it for 2 years. That's sick, bro.
That'd be pretty tough, would it not?
That's tough. I like that. Yep, that's tough. I like that. That adds so much more value. Yo, that adds so much more value too, bro.
It does. I feel like it really does, man. And instead of, I mean, they switch it out. They switch it out every 2 years anyway. Go from the United States to Europe, you know. So it's tired of guessing. Just add in the FedEx Cup, the fucking. There's only PGA guys in that shit. So why the fuck do we just add some more? Why don't we put some more honey in that thing? You know what I'm saying? Like host it in Europe, or we host it. You know?
Damn, that even makes me think like this. That's the add-in too. Like once you bracket
you could add.
Yo, this is the
you do, dude. This is what doesn't make sense, Eric. Is that you do team play so fucking often throughout your whole life. You do it in middle school. You do it in high school. You do it in college. And you do it, and you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell went wrong to us playing as individuals? I mean, I get the team play. The team play hasn't been a thing, you know, like when golf first started, but now you're getting into it college and you're doing it your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Match play is shit, or not match play. Team play is just becoming a thing, bro. I can tell you got something that you want to say. You're turning red over there, Eric.
I fucking got it, bro. This is the connection for LIV.
Eric's smoked, and now he's like a wizard, a golf wizard.
Yo, this is the connection between DP, LIV, and the Asian Tour or whatever the fuck to the Tour Championship or the Golf Championship, dog. Like, now have,
but it still is the Tour Championship. It can still be the Tour Championship. We're not doing the fucking match play. They're not going to do that shit.
Fine, the Tour Championship, but then you have Golf Championship, right? Because this could be the PGH sector, but then this is the connection between.
I feel like you really have to go with team play though. Because I feel like you really do, but hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. This is how you eliminate. Listen to this. This is how you eliminate team play from individual play. Okay, so like let's say it's just like in college when you're playing for districts, or if you're doing it in high school and you're playing for districts, right? So like let's say your team doesn't make it to the state championship, right? But your one individual did from the tournament because he qualified from shooting in the top whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You can differentiate that. You know what I'm saying? So like if you win or if you get in the top certain placement as an individual, you get to be qualified into the championship as an individual. You know what I'm saying? They have plenty of those in college, and they still do the same where they do team stroke play. You know what I'm saying? Then you just figure out what team wins out of the championship, right? You can still do that. You can still keep the stroke format. But dude, it's just like I was saying earlier. That just expands on what I was trying to say with the team play whole shit. Is that you can go into it at that way, just do strokes. You know, you qualify based off of what your team shoots, and then teams get eliminated or they stay in. You know what I'm saying? Or you give a certain amount of team strokes or some shit. I don't know. They can figure it out. But if your team does not qualify, that's how you can put yourself in as an individual into the tournament. You can LIV does that all the time already. You know what I'm saying? They give an award to the team and they give an award to the individual guy. But do you throw the value at being more team play? My thing is, do you throw more value at the team play or do you throw it at the individual play? I don't know. I guess that's for the crowd to decide, but I feel like that's where we just kind of have to evolve, dude. You play team play your whole life as a kid nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the people that only played without, I mean, I can't tell you a person that hasn't played that's in their like their 80s or their older age now that played high school golf. They didn't play individual; they played team. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been doing it for so many years. Why the fuck aren't we not transitioning into that? It doesn't make sense, and I feel like that's where LIV could have the upper hand on the PGA and really get away from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what we just opened a can of worms. I think this is a section. This is a
Yeah, I gotta get
section where
freaking water.
you're good, brother. And I'm talking to anybody listening right now.
I'm listening to you.
No, I know you are. I'm talking about our listeners though. I think this is a time where we need to get on our shit. We need to have Dope Golf Podcast, social medias and this shit because I need answers. Like I want to know what people are thinking. Look, you can email me at trippygolf@gmail.com. You can go to trip_e_golf.
Dude, just DM us, bro.
Dude, go. You should
Mario
be
Golf
following me.
3. Mario Golf 3. Go follow me on Instagram, dude. DM us with some freaking stupid ass questions.
Y'all should be following our personal shit. We need to put up clips from this because we fucking clip glored this one. And
Literally.
I need to know answers, bro. I need to know what people think. I need to know. I think we're on it. This is the one, dog.
I think that's definitely like a huge topic that we could get into, dude, and maybe something we can expand on later on. Like just get some refresh ideas and then just see where we can go at. Because we did open a can of whoop ass just now, and great ideas that the PGA could definitely think is valid without a doubt. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't think it would be a big transition, dude. It's already happened. LIV Tour's already done it. And you got the Saudis putting in so much fucking money, offering your guys $300 million right off the bat. Like what? How do you not accept that? You don't have to live in Saudi Arabia. What do you have to do? Oh, you just got to play on my golf tour. You don't have to move here. You're totally fine. Most of our tournaments aren't even in Saudi Arabia. They're actually like in Europe where you live. You know what I mean? Like, how do you deny that? Like, you're getting paid $300 million just to do your thing. Look at Ian Poulter, bro. Old sandbagger right now, and he got paid millions of dollars just to go into the tour. Hey, man, we're gonna offer you a retirement plan, basically. Here's your money. Play on our tour for this so many years. You do good. You stay on. We love you. We respect you. Here you go. Like,
I do want to talk about LIV next week. This week, I'm not going to talk about it too much. The Greenbrier happened.
Hell no, dude. We got the playoff going.
Brooks Koepka won.
Yep.
Jon Rahm
defeated
lost
Rahm
again.
Yep.
Choked. Jon Rahm is also the Dallas Cowgirls, brother. And
no, he's clutch as fuck. Jon Rahm is that guy,
bro,
dude. Listen.
When did he win the PGA Tour Championship?
It doesn't matter. Okay, name when Scotty did. Name when Scotty did. Name when Scotty did.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. But guess what? No, man, that's some. I don't know, man. I wouldn't go by disrespecting them that much because I mean, the biggest tournament of your life is no. Listen, what's the biggest tournament of your life? Go ahead and say it.
The what?
What's the biggest tournament that a PGA Tour player can play in their life?
Biggest tournament.
Biggest tournament. Biggest reward.
I guess it depends on who you are.
No, bullshit.
If you're
Bullshit. Answer me.
are you
What's it?
saying Masters? You think the
Yes, the
Masters?
fucking Masters. And guess
Yeah,
and
'cause
guess
they get
who's
the
won? No, but listen,
fucking
shut
green
the fuck
jacket.
up. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck that
Shut the
green
fuck up.
jacket.
Shut the fuck up. Respectfully, guess who fucking won a green jacket? Name those two guys. Say
Yeah,
them
but
again.
fuck them, dude.
Say
They
them
want
again.
this.
Say
Why?
them
Why is he
again.
so? Why
Say it.
is
I gotta
Scotty
hear
so
it. I gotta hear
butthurt?
it. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it. Who was it?
Hey, but I'll say this.
Scotty and Jon Rahm.
Yeah, but guess what? Right now at the end of the year, what is the TV pushing? What is the media pushing? The most important tournament of
Who
the
won,
year
dude?
is
What
East
person
Lake.
wants tickets the most to the Masters? What do you mean, bro? Everybody literally
Hey,
tries to
bro.
fill out a fucking
Hey.
badge every year. People give
I
up their
know.
fucking lives for that
Oh,
shit, bro.
trust me, I've seen
Dude,
so
you don't
many
get to bring in
goddamn
you don't get to
Masters.
bring in your cellular device, bro. Everything is $4, bro. Are you kidding me? It's the best fucking place to be, bro. The best fucking place to be, and it's in Augusta, Georgia, baby. What the fuck?
Fuck that. I don't want to give up
Fuck
my
that. Fuck the
fucking. I
Tour
want to record.
Championship.
I
I'm not
want to
saying fuck.
record
Yeah,
that
well,
shit. What the fuck? Fuck that.
mm.
Keeping it because you don't want me to record shit, and then all you guys buy fucking Masters T-shirts and
Hell
everything.
yeah.
Been there.
Hell yeah. Hell
Most
yeah.
people
And where
haven't
do you
even
have to
been there
be?
that wear
Where
that
do you have to
fucking
be if you
shirt,
want to
bro.
get that fucking Master shirt? Where do
Nah,
you have to be?
dude. People
Where
are
do you have to be?
jacking that
At the
shit,
fucking
bro.
Masters, dog.
People
No,
print
Jack
that.
and what? Man,
They're
there ain't no
printing
fucking
it.
way.
They're printing it. I'm calling
The Masters,
bullshit.
the Masters is the most
I
important
saw
tournament
so
to a
many
player.
goddamn Master shirts at fucking St. Jude. There ain't no way they're printing all those, or they're
Yeah,
buying them
whatever.
online. Whack.
No, dude, they're definitely getting okay. Now listen, I don't know where the hell they're getting their merchandise from, but dude, it's the logo, it's the fucking
People
logo, bro. But
copy
they
it,
get good ass
bro.
material. Yeah, people copy it, but it feels more authentic to get it from the place that it was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
That's all I
people
gotta say.
aren't doing that. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
And
there's
I do
fakes out there,
agree.
but at least all I know is that I can say I got some real authentic shit, bro, and I got proof
No,
to say that.
look, check it.
I don't give a fuck.
Masters, cool. You go get your fucking pimento cheese sandwich, dude, for
You're goddamn right.
and
You're damn right.
go get in the lottery to
Yeah.
get a fucking Augusta, dude. I want to go party at Waste
Yeah.
Management, or I want to go fucking party. Dude, I was just like, what the fuck? Give me my cell phone, my dude. Like, what? Fuck you. What is this? The
Dude,
president
what?
election?
I
dude?
love it. I don't know, man. I
Nah,
love
fuck that,
I like
dude.
that old fashioned way. And imagine if they had team play at, well, actually, you know what? The Masters should keep it the same because they should just stay
No,
because
they
it's the
should.
Masters. They should
Check
keep
it.
the same to just do individual.
This is the difference. I'm the new age golfer. I might be like in midlife crisis because I can go party with the young kids, but I'm down to talk it up with the old guys. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is keep the Masters the way it is. Go ahead. I just
You can still
personally
invite the best individuals if you wanted to.
personally don't want to go shut my mouth for 4 days at the Masters. I want to go fucking
You
chalk
gotta
it
shut
up
your
with
mouth like that, bro.
No,
You
I
can
want to
still
go
chalk
chalk
that
it.
shit
I
up.
want to go chalk it up with the homies, and I want to go have a good ass time the whole time. I'm not saying that I wouldn't
Nah,
at the
you ain't.
Masters. And I'm not
Okay,
talking
my
shit.
boy wants
I
to party hardy
I
over
like the
there.
Masters. I like
Yeah.
the Masters,
Imagine smoking a
and
doobie out on that course, dog.
bro. Oh, you ain't taking that, dude. Just fucking, you gotta have a. I'll fucking sneak it in, dude. And if I can get in it.
You just put it in a
Not
cigar
saying
case.
that
You're
I
fine.
quote unquote don't think I steal it, put it on the airplane. Don't fucking check me. But if you do, I don't have anything. But I can sneak that in. Come on, dude. This is amateur.
Anyways, but going to our point, bro. Yeah, I think Scotty definitely choked. Scotty definitely choked. And Rahm choked as well. But we got Akshay Bhatia coming back.
Kevin Gates, I got 2 phones, bro. Give up
What'd
some
you say?
cell phone, some old Nokia. Killed it. I don't know. I think we killed it. Let's end this way, right? Akshay looked good, but he dropped some points.
He's in 13th place, dude. I mean, he's
I know.
I think he's
he
sneaky
was.
with it. I think
Oh,
Akshay.
totally.
I think Akshay. I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to go low, but I mean, he's been at the FedEx plenty of time. He's been at the FedEx, I think, once or twice now. So I think he kind of gets the course. But I mean, I think that he's going to be a good factor. I mean, you got a lot of names in the top 20 here that are going pretty hard. I mean, Billy Horschel, a past winner, he's coming back. Patrick Cantlay, he's going in. We got Ludwig, dude, after he's having a hot fucking year, so he's going to show up.
All
Wyndham
right,
Clark.
let's
I think there's plenty of stories that you can just go to here and just say it's going to be
all
a
right.
good
This
fucking
is
tournament.
how we end it. Either you or me go. I think we call out dark horses to make it to the Tour Championship, and then a couple picks that we think will move on. Who do you think's gonna win the BMW? Who do you think's gonna skip out of this bubble boy situation? Because there's gonna be probably 5 of them that move up, kick some people out, and there's gonna be 15 of them that are drop out.
Okay.
Who are those picks? And who are your top 10 to earn that money going to the Tour Championship, get the handicaps?
You're going to have
And
to ask me those questions again. You said a lot of fucking questions. I don't have that
no,
on my screen.
just take it. Just you know 7, we're at 50. We're
Yeah,
going to
yeah, yeah.
Colorado. Who's gonna
Yeah.
win? Who's gonna move on? Who's gonna get
All right.
booted? And who
All
do you
right.
think who are your big, what are your big gambling moves here? Like, think
Yeah.
gambling. Who's like, let's think top 10, let's think
All right.
that kind of shit.
All right. Okay. So going in the top 50 in the BMW this year, I think after going off on a hot start, I think Will Zalatoris is going to get himself in a good position to try and get in the top 30. He's right now, I think he's in 37th in FedEx points, and he came from 49th. So he's doing pretty good right there. I want to see him doing better, but it's crazy to see Victor Hovland just come out hot. I think maybe he's going to have a little comeback story and go into the Tour Championship, try to chase it for 2 years in a row, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, everybody wants to see Scotty win, bro. Scotty's like almost like the new Tiger. In my eyes, I feel like that's the way that he is, because he's on such a hot race. I mean, if anybody's on a hot race like this, who are they comparing him to? Not Jack, not Phil, or not Phil, not Gary, and sure as hell not Arnold Palmer. You know what I mean? They're trying to compare that man to Tiger. So I think he's on like a little Tiger run right now. I mean, he's been doing it for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But it's like what we talked about in the last episode. He needs to win more majors if he wants to signify himself as the best golfer to ever exist. He's not on that. He's just out there to have fun, play golf, and do his thing. You know what I mean? But in my eyes, that's just where you got to see it if you want to compare it to Tiger. You know what I mean? From other people. But I feel like Victor Hovland, Will Zalatoris are going to be my hot picks for the BMW and the Tour Championship. Because, I mean, hey, Will Zalatoris went from a different putting stroke. I think everybody can remember kind of like when he had the little wobbly putting stroke, and then now he went to almost like a chest putter. So he's like this now, and then he just putts here. You know what I mean? So it worked well for him. So, I mean, there must be something that he's doing right. He's coming back from an injury from last year. So,
yeah. I'm gonna go on a quick rant, but I'm gonna sign off after that rant. I'm gonna go remarks complete. You finish the show. But here it is. I think Max Greyersmith hit some great shots. I think he is gonna wind up being Bubble Boy. However, we'll see Max Greyersmith at 31. I think Max Homa is gonna slip out. I don't think he looked the greatest. I saw him chip in, but I also seen him just look not super fucking pumped to be there, brother.
yeah.
I think Keegan's out. He's a captain now. We're
Oh,
soon to
what about
be
Nick
into
Dunlap?
his
Nick Dunlap, what do you feel
third.
about him?
Nope,
What do you feel about that kid?
Nick Dunlap's in. That's like dark horse coming in. He's sneaking in for
It is
sure. Nick Dunlap's
sneaky.
gonna move up. He played second place throughout the FedEx St. Jude. Looked fucking just stunner, dude. He hasn't even played a full season. I think he should be higher up. If he wasn't an amateur when he won, he would have a whole lot more FedEx points. Eric Cole, Norin, Kim, all them dudes out. I see Austin Eckroat maybe making a move. And Chris Kirk and Tommy Fleetwood sneaking in. I see people like Tom Hogue, Brian Harmon falling out. I see Sepp Straka falling out, and I see Christian, the South American, falling out.
I hope Jason Day doesn't fall out.
Nah, it's days in. I think that crew, he's gonna wear his baggy pants in the Tour Championship, pissing people off.
Dude, there's a lot of places that people are
look
going to
good.
lose and or stay in, dude. I
Pavon
don't
look
know.
good. Finau look good.
This is so
So
this is so intense,
Here's
dude.
my
This is so intense right now.
shakeup. here's my shake up in the top. Okay.
Okay.
I think Ludwig is gonna come back this week and look good. I think Scotty's gonna look good this week. Top 3 automatic. I think Schauffele kind of flaked at the end, but he's a top 5 automatic. I think Matsuyama is gonna be low 10, but he's in. Morikawa didn't look his greatest, but he's high enough to where he's gonna make the top 10, but he's not going to be top 5.
Right.
McElroy looked like a turnaround guy. He's going to explode. I think he places in the top 5, and I think he's going to solidify his strength coming into the final round. Wyndham Clark, Denver boy, but I'm not foreseeing good. Segala didn't look great, brother. He's an aggressive player, and I think he plays well in the Tour Championship, but I don't think he plays this weekend good in Denver. I think he's too aggressive for Denver. Cantlay, dangerous in Denver, brother. He's not the longest, but he's so consistent, and he's
No, he's definitely
quiet-minded.
felt that Tour Championship blood.
He's quiet-minded, and I think we see a scare from Cantlay. I think we see a scare from Robert McIntyre and Tony Finau, and those are my big moves. For the tournament, possibly moving up in the top 10. And that's how I'm gonna sign off, brother. I think you should close the show. And I think that episode was dope. To everybody listening in, thank you for listening, and especially that made it this deep in the show. Please follow, subscribe, look us up on Dope Golf Podcast. Keep following and listening to all our shows, and please engage with us online. And I'm appreciative of you, Mario, and just having the opportunity to be on this platform. And fucking remarks complete, dog. Let's go.
Dude, I love it, man. Thank you, everybody, for coming in with us, bro. Like we said, coming into this place, bro, this is the dopiest golf podcast to ever be around. So thank you guys for joining the Dope Golf Podcast. Love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Oh, by the way, look, we got our Fairway Fellas shit in, dog. Go check that shit out, my boy. We got that shit on there. Go check out the Golf Armory with Eric, bro. Eric Trippy Golf. Anyways, going again. I love you guys. Thank you for listening to the Dope Golf Podcast.
Peace out.